We have updated charges from a story News 46 ran in yesterday's broadcast concerning an arrest made over the weekend near the Amargosa Dairy. Jose Ricardo Perez Gomez has been charged with possession of a firearm under the influence, assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, discharging a firearm on public highway, and driving under the influence, felony eluding, discharging a firearm from a vehicle, and 7 counts of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. On Sunday, according to the report, a deputy observed a white truck driving recklessly in a ditch in Amargosa. The officer attempted to stop the vehicle. The driver accelerated, according to police, in an attempt to elude the deputy. After traveling approximately 100 yards, the driver brandished a semi-automatic handgun out of the window, firing 1 single round. The driver continued at a high rate of speed. The deputy followed the vehicle, which ended up parked at the Amargosa Dairy. When the driver saw the deputy still approaching, he took off once again and eventually parked at a residential address. Deputies made contact with the male, who is reportedly an undocumented worker, and smelled of alcohol, according to police, who also located several weapons inside his home and in his truck.
Well, those attending the Republican Nevada caucus for the first time may not know what to expect. The caucus for Nye County Republicans is tonight beginning at 5:30 at Rosemary Clark Middle School, located off North Blagg Road in Simpkins. Caucus voters aren't just voting for the presidential candidate. Voters also elect delegates and alternate delegates to the county conventions in the spring. Anyone who is a registered Republican in the state of Nevada can participate.
Donald Trump's sons made a campaign stop in Pahrump this morning for their dad, just in time for tonight's caucus.
You know, that's what you get with my father, guys. I mean, he's just a no-nonsense guy. He's a no-nonsense guy. He'll get out there and he says what's on his mind. And hey, if that hurts somebody's feelings, it is what it is. And I think as being commander-in-chief, it's not every subject out there is nice. I mean, there's nothing nice about the terrorist conversation. There's nothing nice about ISIS. These guys are putting people in cages, pouring gas on them, burning people alive. I mean, there's nothing nice about these conversations. There's nothing nice about illegal immigration or drug trade or any of this stuff. I mean, these are tough conversations. You better have somebody who's keenly direct about them and speaks from the heart, as opposed to these sound bites that you hear on the debate stage over and over, which are so rehearsed. And it's everything that's wrong with our country. It's everything that's wrong, and it's one of the reasons he's doing so great. So thank you. That honestly means a lot to me. A, to teach the value of hard work, because that's what, as Americans, we do. We work hard. That's what's made this country. We're not one of these socialist countries that work 25 hours a week and take naps in the middle of the day. I mean, that's not what America is, right? You work very hard and you understand the value of a dollar, right? It leads to the American dream and achieving what you want to achieve, and those are kind of the building blocks of this country. And he instilled that like you wouldn't believe in Ivanka Don and I. And he says it all the time, that this country has to get back to work. I mean, this country has to get back to work. And there's 100 million people out of the workforce. Now, some, I think you're probably right, some of them is probably because they choose to be, right? And I think there's a lot of other ones because, quite frankly, there's a lot of jobs come across the southern border and they're being taken from, the people in this country. But there's no question this country needs to go back to work. And there's a lot of things that will come out of that. I mean, quite frankly, if you look at the social ramifications of getting people back to work, drug use will go down because there's less free time, right? Productivity will go up substantially. The family unit, which is probably the most important thing, will definitely improve. I mean, there's so many things. So, I mean, exact policy, I don't know. Again, I'm not a policy guy. I build buildings and do other things and work very hard. And I'm not a politician, nor do I study these issues. There's a lot better people that can honestly answer that question than me. But the man's a guy who believes in work, and Washington will not be a 10 to 2, Tuesday through Thursday with 4-hour lunch breaks. I mean, he will be the hardest working person there. The commander.
The Pahrump Valley Rotary held a groundbreaking ceremony on Saturday.
On behalf of the Pahrump Valley Rotary Club, I would like to tell the people of Pahrump that we are establishing a first responders memorial for our fire department, our search and rescue department, and our sheriff's department. These people are on the front lines all the time. We believe it's time they got some recognition for their efforts. The Rotary Club of Pahrump has decided to build a lasting memorial to our first responders. They're the ones that have their lives on the line all the time. We've had a few of them have lost their lives in the course of their duty, and we feel that they need a memorial just to remind everybody what a great job they do. We're probably going to start digging it out on Wednesday or Thursday, and with any luck, we should have it done within 3 to 4 weeks. We're going to source all of our services and materials that we can locally. We're trying to put back in the community as much as we possibly can. Every year, we're going to improve it just a little bit more. We are going to be selling bricks that you can have engraved with your name or a loved one's name and put in the memorial. All the proceeds from the bricks are going to go back towards improving the area and just generally trying to make a nice memorial for the town of Pahrump.
After this break, we'll have your world news.